show you how to use Canva to create printed post-it notes you can use for a variety of things, for checklists or critiques. For this example, we are using them in a praise and polish critique. So Canva is this tool that any educator can get. If you sign up with your educator email, you get access to Canva Pro. And so here's what the home screen looks like. It's a graphic design tool. For me, it's just a lot easier to use than Word because you can kind of move around the elements and change the things. So to start, you're going to go up to the top and click Create a Design. And you're going to scroll down to Worksheet, which is going to be an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So it's going to already have it sized for you. So it starts off as this blank piece. If you want to create all kinds of different worksheets, they have presets that you can edit, math, English worksheets, social study, all kinds of things. Art worksheets, it's all here. So you can use preset templates and then edit them to change what you need for your class, or you can create your own from scratch. On this bar over here is kind of your toolbar. So you can start at templates. I'm going to start in elements, which is kind of where you can find pictures and images, and you can insert charts and tables and picture frames and all kinds of things. You can search up here for anything that you would need. But for this project, printing on sticky notes, you're just going to need one of this type of squares, like the outline square. You just click it, it's going to pop it in. I'm going to change the color by clicking this tool, this little box here, to the color I want. And then I'm going to resize it, and you can see that as I move it, shows me the size of my box. I'm going to change my size to width 3 and height 3. That's the size of a standard sticky note. So once it's sized correctly, I'm going to move it into the corner of my margin and place it. So I'm going to go back over here to my toolbar to text, and I'm going to add in a subheading, and it's just going to pop it down any old where. So you just click it and you can drag it up. You can use the sidebars to change how wide the text box is, or the corner button, and that will resize it for you. Like I said, this is for a praise and a polish art critique, so I'm going to write praise, type it in. I'm going to center it by changing the box, and you can see that pink dotted line changes where the center line is. This top bar here, when you're in the text tools, is almost the same as Word, so you can drop down and have all of your fonts here. I like to use these fonts. Once you have your box locked, and you can see that it's locked, you can add in your title of whatever you want this piece to be. And then I'm going to hit a little body of text. This is at a 24 font size. It depends on what grade level you're working with. I only need about a 16 font size for my humans for this. And then a praise could be great color choice. And you could just tab down. I like to create individual boxes so I can move and change as I need. So I'm going to copy and paste that. And you can see that Canva does a great job of helping you line up your text box. So maybe this one's great use of texture. And these are all elements of art that would have been required for the project. This is great to do like a self-reflection. You could, have your rubric, your grading rubric for the project, and then pull out from that top tier of your rubric some of the things that you've listed there, and then have that be the praise. So you're, repeating that verbiage over and over. So now I'm going to go back to elements, and I'm going to find another box. This is just like a curved square. I'm going to make it smaller. can take this little shape here, just like a rounded corner edge, or use just a regular square as well. And this is going to be your check box. So you can just size that down to whatever size you like. Again, copy and paste is the best thing in Canva. And you can kind of line up your criteria and your checklist. Right? Once your boxes are all in line and good to go, you can drag and drop and highlight the whole thing. Go to the dots here and you're going to click the button that says group. That's going to group this whole thing together. Highlight it again, group so the whole thing can move. You're going to copy and paste the whole section, fit it into your margins just like you did for the first one. And to make it easy so you don't have to do 6 individual, you can now highlight 2 at a time. So now that you have your boxes completely done and your check marks are done, you're going to go up here to this bar and click download as a PNG. So once you have this document finished, the next step is to print the document. So I'm going to do file print. I'm going to print it just on regular copy paper first. So now that you have your document printed, you have your 3x3 squares, your checklist and everything all together, then you can take your sticky notes and just line them up over the squares. So now you have a page front and back with stickies. And now I'm just going to set this in my printer and print it. So you can see I have printed on my stickies. I just literally placed the paper in just like this into the printer, hit print, and because we have our stickies lined up where they are like layout wise, it's going to print right on your sticky note. So even the back, right, you can see. And if you use like good sticky notes, they don't really lose their stick. So I'll just peel them up and stack them. So like I want each kid to give 3 praises. So I'm going to stack 3 sticky notes and I will give the student this pack and they can check off what they thought was done well on the artwork. And I'll do the same for the polishes. You can do this for like grading rubrics. You could do this for anything you could think of that a checklist would be required for. Any of your students who maybe struggle with writing, like we were doing this critique and they had 2 minutes to write a praise and 2 minutes to write a polish. So I had these as a modified adaptation for friends who maybe needed just a little extra support with writing or, getting those thoughts down on paper in a timed manner. You could even do this with visuals and pictures as well. So I hope you use this. Enjoy.